Hello, this is Lisa, and I am learning how to make a Let's Play video. This is episode number 2 of my Whoops Apocalypse challenge, and I've just been rabbiting away at the microphone for the last 5 to 10 minutes without realising that I hadn't actually pressed the start recording button. So that's great. I clearly am going to be learning all kinds of interesting things about technology and making videos and entertaining myself and possibly entertaining or boring one or two other people. I don't know. Why am I even doing this? Because it seems like fun. Because I'm constantly talking to my Sims whenever I play with them, and if something interesting happens, I have to go bother my housemate and my child and tell them all about it, and they seem very tolerant of me telling them about it, but I suspect occasionally they're like, oh, go tell someone who cares. So here I am recording my Let's Play of this challenge for somebody who cares, which might be you, or you might be you, hello viewer. You might be just watching this Let's Play because you know me and you're indulging my ridiculousness, or maybe you don't know me and you want something to fill your time and you've decided to take a chance on this, you poor thing. But this is really only here to... So the people say, I can't remember, I think it's a quote from Adventure Time, the TV show, that sucking at something is the first step to being sort of good at something. So this particular series, these recordings, are my attempts to... Oh, my alarm's just gone off. Hang on a second. Do. That's the phone's telling me, Lisa, isn't it time to go to bed? No, it's only 10 o'clock, telephone. It's not time to go to bed yet. We've got recording to do. We've got to play with the Sims. And then maybe in the morning we should go to work, so perhaps it is time to be thinking about going to bed. I have that alarm on my phone because if I don't remind myself that it's time to think about getting ready for bed, then I could, just keep going for way too long. And then find that I should have been in bed hours ago. Oh no, are you still awake? You have to work tomorrow. You are going to suffer. Anyway, so this is Kathmandu. He is my firstborn. He's an interesting person. I don't know what I think of him. I like him, but I don't understand him. And yes, he's a computer-generated artificial simulation of a person. So he's not a real person. I know this, and yet I get attached to my Sims as if they are real people. Just a little bit. Because they do kind of real people stuff. Here he is, washing his hands and going, do I have to wash them again? Really? Can't you buy me a shower? And I'm like, no darling, I can't buy you a shower, because the rule of the challenge is that nobody gets to have a shower until your brother Nevis reaches the top of the journalism career. Don't ask me why showers and baths are tied to journalism. There's a backstory that Pinstar, an imagining mystic, invented, which is all about how the brave journalist exposes the problems of, I think it's like a Flint water crisis type of storyline where corrupt officials or something are doing something to the water, and once you get your brave journalist at the top of his career, then he can expose that and get the water cleaned up so that people can have showers and baths again. And yeah, who knows. Kathmandu's feeling a bit rubbish. He's feeling a bit sick, and we can't use the computer at the moment to order medicine, so he will have to have a bit of a rest. Achoo, he says. Man. So he's going to go and have a little nap. because napping seems to work better than sleeping for curing people when they're not well. What's Sierra doing? Putting away the books. Don't know why she's doing that, but I'll let her. She's also a bit stinky, so she can come and be the next in line to use the sink, except... Oh! Nevis is going to wet himself. Oh, quick, Nevis, get to the loo! Get to the loo! Run, boy, run! Psst. That's better. That's better. Alright, Sierra will have to use the other shower sink. Sorry, Sierra, because Nevis is using this one. Now, where's he going? Downstairs. Oh, fine, whatever. Cancel those ones. You can use the one downstairs. Which means you better use it half a dozen times. No shower. Wash those hands until the skin falls off your bones, and then you can have some chocolate souffle and put the rest of it away. Now, Nevis is our protege journalist, and he is, what level is that? Level 3. He writing articles about 10 creative ways to eat mushrooms, or hot tips to drive your dog wild. Why would you want to drive your dog wild? I shouldn't question that. So, in order to get his next promotion, he's got a few days to get happy, and he needs to level up with writing and actually write some books. So, after he's had his souffle, we might send him down to the basement, get on that computer and write a book. What can he write a book about? I think, a children's book about something. What can he write about? I've been giving my books fairly mundane titles because they've written so many books now. Sierra's written all the skill books, and then she's written a bunch more, and I also tried to get her poor departed husband Dominic to clear out the journalist restriction, and he wasn't able to do so. He carked it before he made it that far, but he wrote a lot of books in the process, so their bookshelves are groaning, and I have no ideas about what they can write next. When he gets to the computer, we'll think about it then. Alright, Sierra, what are you doing now? You're going to have a chat with Dominic. She does this a lot, and then she gets all sad, and I can't release his spirit. Maybe can we give him something? Leave a sugar skull. Will that make you happy? I don't think he's got an epitaph. Have a bit of a chat. Just be nice. Stop worrying. He comes out every now and then, and they've both had, because woohoo in the rocket ship. She's woohooed in the rocket ship with his ghost. What's he doing now? Gesture of respect was appreciated. Oh, I've sent a Day of the Dead celebrator. I haven't done that before. There's no epitaph. Can I write one? No. Oh, I can. Oh. I told you it wouldn't work, is the default. Stop worrying, Sierra. I'm fine. I see you most nights anyway. There was quite an adorable moment, because he does come out of his urn most nights, and he died when their twin boys were just toddlers. And at one point, one of the teenager boys set the stove on fire, and while Dominic's ghost was out, he immediately rushed to the toddlers, and one by one he picked them up and he carried them out of the house to safety, which I thought was a pretty bizarre and adorable thing for a sim to do. Ooh. Nevis, are you writing a book, or are you playing a game? No, you're writing a book. It just doesn't have a name yet. And Kathmandu, weren't you supposed to go and... Tigers don't take naps. Tigers eat your face. That's a good book for children. That won't give them nightmares. Okay, Kathmandu, what are you doing? You are still sick. No, you're not sick. You've had a rest. You should be feeling better, and you are going to work. I think. Are you going to work? Yes. But you haven't mentored anybody in fitness, and you still haven't reached level 9 fitness skill, so meh. What level are you at? Level 6. I feel like Kathmandu's never going to make it, but I must have faith. He'll make it. Go, Kathmandu. And Nevis doesn't really like it. Perhaps his mum can talk to him. Don't have a drink, you're not allowed. We haven't lifted that restriction yet. Just mentor him. There you go, then his skill will get up faster. That's a good idea. Mentor your darling son, Nevis. Okay. First twin is up. Bulla. Ooh, Bulla, you look in a bad way too, so go to the loo. Flush it, you disgusting little pig. Wash it 100 times. Wash, wash, wash. Yeah, your queue's full. And then you can have something to eat. Oh, hang on, which one was the one that I was going to get doing mixology? I think I've stuffed up. I think I was going to get Nevis to become the mixologist, and Bulla was going to do something entirely different. But whatever. Clean out the spoiled food. I look at the whims because I'm in a habit just of normally playing Sims that I satisfy their whims all the time, but there's not much point in this stage of the challenge because most of the time they're not allowed to spend their aspiration points on anything. Because they haven't lifted the restriction. You're flushing the toilet, darling. Come on. Alright then, if you don't want to flush it, I don't care. Or maybe it doesn't need flushing. Okay. And then you can have some food. What's in the fridge? Fruit salad. Disgusting. Oh, that's gone off. Okay. Nobody's done their homework. And he's supposed to be going to school. I'm just so bad at this. Can you imagine how much worse it would be if I didn't have this super human or super sim Sierra with all the skills at max? What does she want to do? Working in 2 days. She's mentoring darling Nevis, who is almost finished his first book. Go, Nevis, go! Might even get to level 3 writing skill. Is he inspired? He is inspired. Why is he inspired? Because he's learning from a literary legend, his lovely mother, who is an amazing writer. She's written all the skill books. He's finished writing his book. It says he can publish it, but alas, he cannot because that's one of the restrictions. Oh, crikey. All that stuff he's got in there he's not supposed to have. Let's whoosh that out. And he can go and play some darts to feel better. That's his book. Tigers Eat Your Face. Oh boy, your average kid would love to read that book, wouldn't they? They certainly won't have any nightmares. Oh, and there's one of Sierra's skill books that she's written. She's written all the skill books so that they can learn from her skill books instead of having to do things they don't like. They can get fun and skill at the same time. Come on. Why won't it do the thing? There, let go. Has anybody else got contraband? Oh, shit! Go to school, boy! Go to school! No, you don't want to. And then Sierra's going to play some chess. Yeah, you can't go to the city, Dante, I'm sorry, because we're not allowed to leave the lot until we've cleared that restriction. Sierra's got to write a book. I don't know if I want to bother getting her to get to the top of her career at the moment, although it would be nice to get the rewards and the money, I suppose, but she may be better off just staying at home and fixing all the sinks and making them some decent meals and everything else that they need. She's at the top of her career, but I can't resist. All right, go and write a book, darling. What's she going to write? Right, she's written all the skill books. She can write a genre book, biography. And what are you doing? Oh, you're finally going. Good. Luckily, they don't have to quit school if they miss it. They can't quit school if they miss it. Alright, you can do something more useful than playing darts. You can play chess. Get some skill going on that one. Your logic is a bit rubbish. What else do you need? So, you've got to go and write another book too before you're done, but your mum's doing one at the moment, so never mind. Who can she do a biography of? She can do a biography of herself. Sierra Farnsworth. The super saviour sim of the apocalypse. There. And then your descendants can read all about you after you're gone. Which is going to take a while yet because of your long-lived trait. Unless we set you on fire, which we'll try not to do. Alright, so most of the rest of them have gone off to school. I think we'll speed up a little bit. I don't really use that 3 times speed at the moment because it seems to be bugged or not working very well. If you use it, I think it'll get stuck and it'll jump back and forward. I hope that the Sims development team will fix that at some point. The fast speed is not too bad, but the super speed is just terrible. So yeah, once he's a little bit happier, maybe I'll get him to accost some passers-by on the street and get some social stuff happening. Who's that? Stop. And he's a teenager. I'm mostly interested at the moment at young adults and teen female Sims that we can possibly recruit into the household, because part of the requirement of the challenge is that we find another, like only one person per generation can move in, and you can't adopt any Sims at this point, so they all have to be children, and they have to be biological children rather than what's the other thing? Adopted children. So I know it's possible now with the Sims to go and edit them to make them able to have children, but I feel like that's not really in the spirit of the challenge. They've lost the ability to do fancy things like having biological children of same-sex couples or gender or non-binary, people. So I am making them do it the old way, whether they want to or not, despite the... This is part of the problem that we have, We're living in a dark age where we've lost all the normal things that make life acceptable. And where are you going, darling? Have they all wandered off? No, they've walked to the edge of space. Oh, that looks like a young lady. Who are you? Gabriella Oh, yes, okay. Sorry to be so gross, but we have to talk to you because you're a young lady. And are you a nice young lady, Dewey? Gabrielle, what's her name? Gabriella Carrillo. You want to come and live with us, don't you, darling? You're a very pretty lady. And I'm sorry you don't have any choice in the matter. And oh my god, I feel kind of gross even thinking about this. But hey, this is a video game. It's not real life. I feel like I'm objectifying her. What an achievement. Sierra finished writing yet another book. It's hardly an achievement anymore. She just does so many of them. She needs to write another one. Okay, who can she write about now? Let's write a story Genre book, not motivational. She's not allowed to write those yet. A mystery book. Right book, right book. What's that one? You can't browse the web. That's not allowed. I can't wait to lift that restriction on the computer. Come on, come on, come on, darling. Write your book. If only it was this easy to write in the real world. The missing stair. Oh, that's a bit of a creepy idea. I'm feeling too creepy today. Stop being so creepy. Alright. Where's Nevis? Oh, who's that? I like her hair. That is somebody who's wandering off now because you were too slow. Maki Okada. And she's an adult. She's not even a young adult. So, ask about your prized possessions. What? Because Nevis is a kleptomaniac, so he's always very interested in knowing what other people value. You can also flatter her. Oh, he's tense because he hasn't stolen anything in a while. He needs to swipe something, poor baby. I'm sorry. I don't have anything for you to swipe. He seems to, every day when he goes to work or when he used to go to school, he would come home with something that he'd stolen, and that cheered him up a bit. And also increased the number of books on the bookshelf, which is good too. Oh, she's cross. Why is she cross? Oh, sorry. Sorry. Let me make a self-deprecating joke. I'm such a dickhead. Please forgive me. What if I brighten your day? Oh, Kathmandu's home. And is that another young lady? We're going to creep on her. She's a teenager, Prisha Savalani. Cheerful. Introduction. Oh, she's pretty too. Okay, good. Right. So, Kathmandu, what are you doing, darling? You are very tired and sticky, as usual. So, let's get you washed and stick you in bed. Wash. And I might leave this recording here as we tuck Kathmandu into his fairly sad and drab-looking little bed. They all have to have the cheapest possible beds, and they're not very comfortable for adults to sleep in, but they have no choice. Is she writing a book? Oh, yes, she is writing a book. Good. All right, farewell. Off we go to the YouTubes.